neurotransmitters. It's used for narcolepsy, sleep disorders, and off-label is to increase fatigue from sleep deprivation and increases working memory, apparently in people with lower IQ. And Aricept is another neurotransmitter, especially in aircraft pilots, in memory, increased memory and simulation test, and in elderly people, increased REM and therefore memory and cognition. And Prozac is a mood enhancer, which is quite important. It acts on the serotonin reuptake. It seems to increase the number of neurons in some areas of the brain. It's indicated in depression, because in depression there has been proven serotonin decrease, obsessive compulsive disorders, and nervous bulimia. But there are warnings for especially young people that there may be an increased suicidal ideation and suicide. And what about our identity or self? If we change our mood in a certain way, don't we change a little bit of ourselves? So it has to be a little bit with identity, has to do with it. Now this is a slide I like very much. This is coffee again. And I was thinking about coffee and neural enhancement. Are they really the same thing? Well, and the first sentence you can say is in the Italian colors, green, white, and red. And well, I propose to you that we drink coffee for many reasons, but not just to get more alert, okay? Let's see if you agree with me, but it's a proposal. You may disagree with me, no problem. I think we drink coffee because of its taste, because for some people it's a habit. And remember that it was used in religious ceremonies, okay, at the beginning. To share moments with our friends and make new friends, it's a ritual for some people. Italians, for sure, we don't finish our lunch without a good coffee, espresso coffee, okay? So, not necessarily to neural enhance ourselves. In fact, there are people who drink the caffeinated coffee. So it's something we think about, okay? But of course, we drink coffee in the morning because we want to become more alert, we have to get into a car, go to work, and so, of course, but at the bottom, there are some considerations. I was thinking that a neural enhancer is something you would take for one purpose, okay? To get more alert, to have more memory. But that's the aim you would go for. For coffee, there are so many different reasons why you would use it. So I think coffee is much more apt to people, to human beings who are multidimensional creatures. And they need more than just one single aim to the person. Okay, these are quite interesting data, at least for me. I don't know for you, but on Nature, 2 couple years ago, there was this survey that was published online, and it was sent to scientists and scholars from 60 different countries, and 20% of them who responded, they said that using drugs to enhance their cognitive abilities was fine, and especially when they were close to special events, conferences, and paper presentations. I didn't take any of those. I actually had a little bit of coffee this morning, and one suffering from the well-known jet lag. There were 1,427 respondents among academics and scientists in 60 different countries. Majority of them, 70%, belongs to 3 nations only: the United States, United Kingdom, and Australia. And 80% of the respondents approved the use of the so-called neural-enhancing drugs. And one of the interviews said, "Being a professional, I believe this is my own right to make use of all the available resources for people's good. If these pharmaceuticals can really improve human well-being, I don't feel uncomfortable using them to enhance my performance." This is a nice slide taken from a paper published in Nature, and on your left side there is a United States professor, on the right side a UK professor, and basically they asked, when do you take modafinil for the American professor, especially jet lag, and he would take it from a prescription, the primary care doctor. For the UK professor would be internet, mainly for productivity, important events, and the effect they claim it's moderate, and they think that it helps in attention, working memory, pretty much the same thing. There are ways to enhance our brain, and for example, this is taken from the internet. Reclaim Your Brain, scientifically designed brain fitness games to improve memory, attention, and processing speed. I'm sure they work, and I found this one, there may be many more of those. And there are research institutes, I found this one, Institute for Ethics and Emerging Technologies, promoting the ethical use of technology to enhance human capabilities. So there's a lot of research going on. But there are other forms of neural enhancement, and one of them is meditation. And two neurologists, Newberg and Quilly, who is not with us anymore, from the University of Pennsylvania, have studied meditating Buddhist monks in positive emission tomography in a scanner with the following results. Very briefly for the students, positive emission tomography is a way to look at the body. You inject, generally it's an injection of radioisotopes that decays, and it usually labels a substance that goes in specific areas of the brain or the body, and then you have a detector, and the detector will tell you exactly where the decay has happened, so where the metabolite is in the body, and will actually be able to quantify it. So Newberg says that while these monks were meditating inside the machine, he observed a slowing down of neural activity in the superior parietal lobe, the region of the brain correlated with body perception and the perception of the world around us. When the monks block this region, and they do it by praying and meditation, they experience a sense of unity with the entire creation. I think that it's interesting what he says, that the human brain is genetically wired to encourage religious faith, and until the structure is preserved, God will not go away. This is Monsignor Elias Grecia, is a bishop in Italy from the Catholic Church, and is an expert in bioethics. He introduced Catholic bioethics in Italy. He's also the vice president of the Pontifical Academy for Life, and he actually looked at these results, and he claims that it is not against our faith to claim that parts of the human brain contains traces of our religious experiences, but this does not mean that it is the brain that creates our faith. So it makes it very clear. Now we go into the second part, and we go into what is listed here. All right, more enhancement. Why? Well, there are subjective reasons. A patient who was using Prozac, the mood enhancer, she said, well, I feel better than well. And that's a form of enhancement. Or maybe we want to possess better capacities. There are social reasons to do that. Apparently, by a study, an increase of a 3% increase in the IQ in large parts of the population would also make welfare societies, would decrease social expense and burden. And also another reason could be to create an enhanced race, H+. This is the transhumanist movement, and this is a term introduced by Huxley in 1957. Regarding subjective reason, well, human beings have always tried to improve their conditions, and they do so in so many different ways. For example, is this a natural tendency of the human race? Is this hardwired in a certain way? Well, we want to marry the best person, and we want to have a good education. Our culture is important. We have to have good skills, but we also want to pursue personal growth through self-awareness, spirituality maybe, through meditation, religious experiences. Human beings have always used substances, for example, to reduce the perception of burden and heavy physical work in South America. The coca leaves are still used, and this dates back thousands of years, and since the discovery of certain plants and herbs have certain abilities to modify mental states. And based on a utilitaristic vision, we can say that every person chooses how to live his own life freely, and so he chooses whatever it's enough to improve his own capacity. Each person is also the result of an expression of his own acts and of a personal life journey that can decide in a certain way. And some categories of people should be neuroenhanced for some. Airline company pilots, for example, militaries in risky missions, also physicians when they're working at night, or surgeons doing long and complex surgical interventions. It's a matter of deontology. Social reason. For some, there is an obligation to improve our societies by enhancing the human race, transhumanist movement. But the use of neuroenhancer is not without risk, may create injustice because it's not available for everyone, and actually some governments may force us, I suppose, into using them. To be more intelligent could also mean to have more crimes, more intelligent but also worse crimes. And so Julian Savulescu from Oxford claims that if we want to improve